You are about to watch a clip from the latest episode of the Swingman podcast. You can find the podcast across all platforms, including YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Drop us a follow over there. Enjoy the clip. We're going to do our one-game winner-takes-all NBA draft based on current players now. Now, the rules for this are going to be really simple, and I believe we're going to do a starting five and a backup five, and they have to be the actual position of the players. None of this sort of 2K cheese where you run Giannis at point guard and all of that stuff. Before we get into that, I'll ask the same question I ask every week. How are you two doing? Are you well? I'm getting better from under the weather, but it's still a little croaky in my voice. So I may randomly go off for a cough, as I've explained before. But I hope you're well.
Yeah, better than last week. Last week I was not doing too great. Bit under the weather, but now I'm feeling good.
I was getting a bit worried that you'd skip the chit chat beforehand. It's my favourite part usually.
Yeah, the chit chat's great.
The chit chat and banter.
We haven't done a starting draft order, and I really should have the draft audio of the do, but I don't have it. So we're going to skip all of the pedantics for that sort of background extras. Stake your claim for why you should have number one pick, Lewis. Is all I'll say. Why should you get number one? Are we going to do a snake draft? I say we do a snake draft in general.
Yeah, to be honest, I think with three people, it's not as bad who gets the number one. But let's go off. I think I've got the most, of the predictions at the start of the year. When it came to over and unders, I think I got most of them right, unlike you two. So yeah, that's why I should go first.
Do you know what? I can't even actually argue with that. That's a fair point. Louis, I mean, you're probably going to have something there. So stake your claim. I'm not going to get it because I know I was wild.
I mean, usually the teams that do better in the NBA don't get a higher draft pick. So technically, whoever's done the worst should have the highest draft pick. Just saying.
True. Making my claim.
Yeah.
Making my claim forward. Absolutely. All right, I'll tell you what. On that case, then, as Louis, you're the Timberwolves fan, and you've not got Cat, and you haven't got Edwards now at the minute. I say Louis gets starting pick. And Louis, you can have second, and I'll go last.
So what you're telling me is if Louis doesn't pick a Timberwolves player, he's a fraud.
I didn't say those exact words, but I'm not going to argue with you on that. Right.
So I go, then?
We've got the only rules are you have to have 2 point guards, 2 shooting guards, 2 small forwards, 2 power forwards, and 2 centers. And I think there's obviously going to be leeway with some positions, but I think as long as you're not taking the Mickey with it, I think we'll allow it. We'll have if the other two object, you will just have to take the L and hold that. But unfortunately, that's how we're gonna run with it.
Yeah, I think there'll be a bit of leeway with the forwards. Power forward, small definitely. Forward. I think we'll probably be able to mix and match them a little bit more than the others.
Well, I mean, this is the Swingman podcast. If there's a Swingman selected, then we're going to have to let it run. So that's what it's going to be.
I was going to say as well, just to set out clearly, it's not like a draft in terms of who you want for the next 10 years or something like that. This is a one game takes all, like a...
Just got it on the banner there. What about production that is right there?
So one game.
This is one game. Yeah, one game back you. It's sort of like the Space Jam. Let's put it like that. You want that one game. You got to beat the Looney Tunes. Well, you got to equip the Looney Tunes. You got to win that one game. This is who we're going to be picking.
I'll go. Well, I will go first then, as I do have the first pick. But I'm going to go in this scenario. I'm going to go for Kevin Durant, number one. I think if anyone can get their shot off, anyone can, late game scenarios. I think there are potential ways you can at least stop or halt, I guess, whoever's going to be put second here, which I can guess really. But I think Kevin Durant is kind of all round unguardable. And because it's one game, hopefully he's not injured for it. I mean, we're taking that into account as well. He's not perennially injured like he usually is. So, I will go for KD.
I think you can go for this entire player pool is all 100% fit and available. This is them at their peak, today, I'd say, but this is them today, but they're all fit.
Yeah,
right.
KD's my pick.
Fair enough. KD called early. Well, it was going to go early, but number one may be a bit of a surprise, but I'll bet KD, so I'm not going to have a go. I'm going to take the best player in the NBA, so I'll just take Giannis now. Keep that short and simple.
See, this puts me in a predicadict. This is what this does now. Because now who do I go with? Do I go with my head or do I go with my heart? I'm right. To be honest, I wasn't expecting KD to go in the first three. Is what I'll say. So it's
Really?
thrown my whiteboard has gone out the window. Yeah, I wasn't expecting KD to go first three. On that premise, I'm gonna take Steph Curry as my point guard. That's where I'm gonna go. I don't know if it's what I should have done, but it's what I'm doing. It's my heart.
You got 2 picks here as well, mate.
I've got 2 picks. Yeah, I do. I've got to think about this logically now because if KD's gone, Giannis is gone. Do I want to let him go as well? If it's one game, I'm going with my heart here again. If it's one game, I'm backing LeBron James still. I don't care. I'm taking LeBron James.
Oh, I really did not expect him to go.
Yeah, I didn't expect that either. I thought you'd go with your heart in another way, which is what I'm going to go with. And George is going to have a massive go at me when I say this because there's 2 of these that are the premier ones. And I'm going to take the one that he likes more than I do. But I'm going to take Embiid with my next pick.
I thought he was going to take Spencer Dinwiddie then. That's where I thought that was going.
No, I'm not taking Spencer Dinwiddie.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Embiid should have gone earlier, but I'm just thinking like I wanted to secure those 2 guys. That was it. It's heritage basketball is where
that is 2 serious legacy picks you've taken there.
Oh, there are some. See, I had a specific way. I thought you was going to pick specific people, and I had a specific way in which I was going to build this if I had the first pick, which I had a slight inclination for some reason. I think I'd get. Okay, because he's on the board. I've got to go for Luka Doncic here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be my point guard, I guess.
Yeah.
So Luka, KD, that's pretty nice. I want a bit more. See, the thing is that I can't believe I'm going to forego someone here, but I think I need a bit more defense. I know KD's a really good defender, but I want someone who's truly 2-way lockdown. This is a bit difficult because this guy playing quite well at the moment come back into himself a little bit. I'll go for Kawhi Leonard. I'll go for Kawhi Leonard here. He's playing well. He's playing well at the minute. I think it's like 20 points. It's January or something like that. He's
yeah. No, I can't hate the pick.
Yeah, it was between. Okay, yeah, I'll let you because I don't want to give away too many picks. But yeah,
what are you doing though? So you're running Luka at your point. Are you putting KD at the 4 and Kawhi at the 3, or are you going to play Kawhi as a guard?
That is mine. No, Kawhi at the 3. I'm not
because Kawhi a shooting guard might be a bit
Kawhi's a 3, but also I would not argue Kawhi at a 2. I'd never would. I'd never at a 4. I'd argue him. But
I've got ideas for guards anyway. So
you've got ideas.
It's all good. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's my go, and the small forwards are flying off the board, so I'm going to jump and take one now quickly. So I'll take Tatum now. Feel like he's probably the last really elite small forward left to go, so I'll grab him now.
So is it me with 2 again now? Is that what I've got?
Yeah, it is indeed.
Oh, okay, right. So Steph Curry, LeBron James. So I keep going down that legacy route. If TikTok you're watching this, I'm going for that heritage.
Your old guys are going to be run off the court by my young. Well, I've got KD.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, to be honest, actually, if he's still on the board, and I can't believe Lewis, you've made me do this, and I hate you for making me do this. I'm going to have to take Jokic. I have to take Jokic at this point. So I'm going to take him. I'm going to take the Joker. Not that he's like a bad player, but he's
just
not
difficult to build around a little bit, isn't he?
That's but Louis, this is a 1 game draft. I'm not building around this.
Yeah, it's true.
I'll have the Tubalard. all day long. So that leaves me Steph at the 1. I'm going to put LeBron at the 3, and I'll have Nikola at the 5, obviously. Now, where do I want to go here? I mean, I could take him, but then this is leaving me in that situation where I quite like the look of the 2s that are still on the board. Whereas if he goes, I'm scraping the barrel at the 4. So we're going to go for. This team plays phenomenally well together. Anthony Davis. What a lineup this is. This plays all well together. I'm going to go Anthony Davis. We'll take him there. Like we said, if it's a 1 game, If it's a one game, there's no injury issues. I'm going to take an AD fully healthy all day long.
He was going to be my
I'll be
centre, if
honest.
I'm quite honest.
I would have taken him for a bench pick next.
I don't think there's
just so that Louis
I don't
was
think
mudded
there's-
for the centres.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt that I can play him at a 4. That isn't contentious. AD
that's
is
fine,
very
yeah,
capable
yeah.
of a 4 or a 5. So
Right, so I need to pick one of my guards.
So if I'm right, Lewis, you've got a Giannis, Embiid, and Tatum, and Louis, you've got KD,
Mhm.
Luka, Kawhi. That's what I've got on my board at the moment. Right, okay.
All right, well, I think it's best for me to take a shooting guard now, and then the point.
I don't think it is. I don't think you should take a shoot.
Yeah, but Louis got Luke already, so I'm pretty safe for the next one. So it's who do I want? I think
shooting guard answers that. There's a guy still on the board that's not been taken. I'd be not trying to get in your head here or anything, but
I'm just no. I've got my list, mate. I don't need any influence. I've got a few players jotted down. I'm just going to take Devin Booker. I think that's a pretty simple pick.
Okay.
Fair enough.
well,
I think
fair
probably
enough.
the best shooting guard in the league. I'd wager. There's other good ones, but I think he's pretty damn good.
Yeah, no, can't hate that one.
I was thinking about it, but I don't know if I could pair Luca and Devin in the backcourt. Might be a bit of wrestling over the ball there a little bit. Yeah, left me in a precarious position with that Davis pick because I'm thinking you got two pretty good centers, well, the two best centers in the league can get buckets for the best of them. So I need a big body in there to kind of halt them a little bit, shall we say? Maybe stop them, but after those two, I guess the quality dips a bit. But I'm thinking right here is Bam Adebayo, probably the best defensive center in the league, I would say. Who else? I mean, if we're not counting Joel Embiid, I think probably Andy Davis.
He's up there.
I don't know. I think Bam Adebayo is a pretty decent pick for Defensive Player of the Year this year. He's a pretty good defensive player as well, but I'm here for the more defensive presence, and he can, he's a good passer. He can distribute the ball a little bit. So
Good
shooting guard,
probably the most versatile center in the league. I think everyone would say.
yeah. So here's me
On the defensive end, at the least, anyway.
Yeah, shooting guard position a bit tough. I had Devin Booker in mind, obviously. Why don't I go for? Oh, it's between two here for me, and I'm just not sure how well Luka is going to mesh with any guard here. Maybe a low touch one would be nice, but I can't think of anyone who's low touch that would help in this scenario. Maybe Jalen Brunson, but I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go for just the best player I think left on there, and that's James Harden.
Yeah.
Him and Luka are kind of. I mean, if you look at peak James Harden, peak Luka, they do play quite similarly. Maybe they can bond over their love of drawing really shady fouls.
Well, you can
James
shuffle your team around.
Yeah, James Harden's more of a
well.
distributor these days, wouldn't you say? He likes to give a good assist more than score the points, and that's Luka's, I guess, forte in the other end. So, yeah, that's the starting five completed anyway.
All right, these your starting 5 done, yeah.
Right.
Who's hyping your team up there is my only concern, Louis. I mean, we're looking at Kawhi Leonard, who's not going to be hyping his team up there. Luka Doncic, is he your hype man, or is it KD?
He's pretty angry. Luka can get pretty angry. I don't mind them being chill. I think KD and Kawhi, that's a nice mesh there. I think they're pretty chill guys that can sort of lead
you're going for a chill.
Than...
That one game winner takes all draft. You're wanting chill vibes. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, no, because I don't want the pressure getting to them.
Ah, right. Okay, nice. Right, Lewis, you got 2 picks. You got 1.
I got 1. Yeah, I got 1 each time. You 2 get 2. I'm going to keep this short and sweet because I think my.
Is this the start of the bench, by the way?
No,
this
I've
is
got
his
to
point
finish
guard,
my
isn't it?
starting 5. Yeah.
Is this your point guard?
I mean, I could start the bench now, but for worry of my internet connection, because I think it's just gone a bit dodgy. I'm going to keep this short and sweet, and I'm going to take Dame, who is probably playing better than any point guard in the league right now. Although Steph did just come off a 50-pointer, but I'll take that.
No, I can't hate the Dame Lillard pick.
No.
Dame Lillard. Is Dame Lillard a heritage player? Is he heritage? Are we at that point now? He's not.
I think
I wouldn't say he's over
case
it.
for
But...
most of these players now. It's just when you talk about Steph and LeBron, obviously, when we said it earlier, they are in the pantheon of NBA history. So there's a bit of KD as well, obviously. So there's a bit of a step up there.
Right.
Dame is a
So I need
top
to
75 listed
He
NBA
is,
player of
he
all time,
is.
isn't it? So
He is.
that's pretty.
It was a controversial. It was a
Yeah,
controversial list. I wouldn't have objected to Dame being on there, but there were some controversial players in and some that were left out. But that's for that's for a video we've already done anyway. But in terms of shooting guards, then, so I need to select one, and so Booker went, and Louis, you took your favorite player in the league, James Harden. So I'm looking at my lineup here, and again, I'm getting my manager nous on. If any NBA teams are watching, I know the Hornets are probably watching. I've got Steph, I've got LeBron, I've got AD and Jokic. I've got some shot blocking, but I've not got some sort of a guy that I'd want to guard a guy, right? I'm looking at this list here, and it's not filling me with much. See, the issue is there's a guy that I'd rather take, but he's been in my heart this season as a Celtic. I wouldn't normally have said this. I'm going to put Jaylen Brown in my starting five. I think he's been, especially the last sort of 15 to 20 games, I think he's been better than Jason Tatum. I'm not going to lie. I think he's been the better Celtic player. Jason Tatum might have had the peak of game. Yeah, I think he's been more consistent. So I'm going to have Jaylen Brown as my shooting guard here. I don't think there's any qualms with that. I know he's played some games at the 3, but I would argue.
Jaylen Brown's definitely.
He's a guy. He's a shooting
I think
guard.
Jaylen Brown at heart is a swingman, is what he is. He's a shooting guard that can play at the 3 as well. That's what he is. So I've got my starting 5 now rounded up. So now I've got to look at who the best player is that's left on the board. And now this is where it gets a little bit spicy, is what I'd say. If I've made this as a separate video and uploaded it, thank you very much here. I'm going to drop a little plug right now. Make sure you sub to the channel. It does help us out. We're doing all forms of content across the playoffs. Throw a little sub. Show some love to our way. And probably in the comments, let me know if I fumbled the bag with picking LeBron and Steph at the start. Now, do I pick a backup shooting guard and get the guy that I was going to get as the second, or move elsewhere? I just consult my board here. I like the look of any of these left. He's not gone yet. Oh no, he has gone. My bad. You took him, Lewis. Right. I'm gonna go for a double dip on the shooting guard, and I'm gonna lock him up for that 1 game contract. I'm gonna take Donovan Mitchell as my guy. It was close between the two of them, but I'm going to take Donovan Mitchell as my backup one. And I think Donovan Mitchell you could put him at a point, but I'll class him as the 2, as that's necessarily what.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the bench.
Why are you laughing, Louis? What have I done wrong? Why are you laughing?
No, I wasn't laughing. It was another thing that pops into my head for my next pick.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the bench as well, so it's not as
deep. It's not
rigid.
As deep,
yeah. I think I'm going to take a power forward here, and I have to stress this is everyone healthy. No, injuries are not a problem.
So I wonder where he's going.
Zion. I'm going to take Zion. This is a healthy Zion. I repeat, healthy Zion.
Hopefully they don't have like a pre-match lunch or something beforehand.
No, don't do Zion like that, man. Don't do him like that.
No, it's actually in pretty good shape these days. It's just always injured, unfortunately.
we won't have this 1 game winner takes all draft down in San Antonio. Yeah, there's a reason for that, as Charles Barkley will say. But we won't have it in San Antonio.
Okay, so me 2 picks.
Yeah, you got 2. Come on.
I was going to make a bad joke for one of my picks here, but I won't make it. I'm going to go Ja Morant first. Morant, just set it off.
Thanks for staying away from
So, yeah, setting the tone, 6-man, pretty as good as you're going to get. Probably in terms of the talent pool that's left, you'd probably say the best, maybe one of the best up there, unless I'm forgetting someone. Maybe I should just round off the backcourt now, just to set the tone a little bit, and leave the forwards, because I think the forwards are a little bit barren anyway as we come. So
there's going to be some guards. There's going to be some big guards that get left out here.
I would like to go for SGA here, Shai Gilgeous.
That's who I was going to pick.
Yeah, no, gets to his spots easy. I think. There's potential that my bench backcourt may meld a little bit better than my starting backcourt. But, they're all good players at the end of the day.
They get the job done.
All right. This is tough.
Lewis, are you going to be the one that saves Nathan's blushes? If you're not aware, Nathan is our fantastic.
No,
graphic
surely
designer that we've
not.
got.
I don't want this. I don't want it picked. I don't want it picked. I don't want it
Nathan's got a certain love for a certain player. Are you really going to let him down?
Look, Nathan should have joined and been a part of the draft, and he would have been off the board. But
no one's. If anyone picks Trae Young, I'll be annoyed. Legitimately. Oh.
That was a delayed laugh. I think is Lewis back? Is he back?
No, I'm here.
Oh, he's here. We had a delayed laugh from you there. That was why.
That's right. Yeah. This is tough. I've realised the small forwards left are not the greatest pick with Zion, so I'm just going to grab. I'm going to grab one now. I'm going to take Paul George.
Paul George. Damn, I was not expecting that.
Look, it was either that or someone that can't shoot threes next to someone that can't shoot threes. So.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Right. So it's me with 2 now again. So I've got to consult the board. What's gone? Louis done me dirty with the SGA pick. I can't lie there. Do you know what? It almost seems like it's been written, this script. I have an heritage team right now. And I would say, and I would argue, right now, if we're going for heritage, one game winner takes all, right, we want to put on a spectacle for the fans. Now, if aliens came down to this planet and they were striking a laser beam and they was going to blow up the earth unless I told them who the most skillful box office, some would say, player is in the NBA. I'm taking my backup point guard. I'm taking the most skillful man in the NBA. I'm taking Kyrie Irving is where I'm going for that one game. Because he's not going to miss this one game. He's going to be there. I'm taking Kyrie Irving. As Max Kellerman would say, I'm not taking Andre Iguodala. I'm taking Kyrie Irving is what I'm doing. I think of all the guards that are left, I would state the claim. There's a few others on there that have been very good this year, but if it's the one game, I'm going for him now. That's my backcourt done. I've got one more.
You've done your backcourt, haven't you, though?
Yeah, Louis got Jar and Shea.
Yeah.
I do.
So now I've now got my forwards and my centre. Do you know what? My team is lacking defense a little bit, is what I'll say in terms of it. I've got that Jaylen Brown pick, but I want, again, it's that one game. You want that grit, you want that heart. I'm going for my good old buddy, not Eric Bledsoe. I'm going for my good old buddy. Jimmy Butler is who I want. Jimmy Buckets. It's the one game I want in there. Another definition, I would say, of a swingman player. I'm going Jimmy Butler. That's going to round me off. So I've got a power forward and a centre to do. So if you're going to splice me, you splice me now. But this is where I'm at.
I think I'm going to take a big man now. And I'll be honest, if there's not the greatest amount of big men left that I'd want to pick. It's tough. Do I take a trip to Minnesota? Oh, it's a rough one. It's a rough trip to Minnesota.
If you take Rudy Gobert, I'm actually going to remove you from this recording call.
I don't think he was going for that one.
You know what? I'll give someone their dues for this year, and I'll give them a little shout.
Don't do it.
I'm going to take Sabonis.
No, I wasn't thinking of that guy anyway, so that's fine.
No, he's playing well this year. I'll give him credit where it's due. I'll take him. I thought about spacing the floor a little bit, but I'll just go with Sabonis.
Yeah, I'm in need of some real spacing, considering Shea and Jar aren't particularly known for their shot, outside shot abilities. They can get where they want. They can score when they want. Maybe I just need a little bit of length, a little bit of defense. So I'm going to take both forward pairings here. I'm going to leave a centre because whoever I'm going to pick is going to not going to be of adequate, I guess, quality at the moment. Because, it really drops off after the first two. I had to pick Bam Adebayo. So I'm going to go for, firstly, my guy Ant-Man. Anthony Edwards got that shooting ability, got that dog. And pretty good defender
big fan of that pick.
Yeah. And the other small forward, or the other forward, I should say, because I'm kind of interchanging. It's a bit difficult. You could go bit of Chrissy Middleton, but he's not playing particularly well for Milwaukee this year. But he's he's a good shooter. He's a good defender when it comes down to it. I'm stuck between him and one other, and he's not having a great season actually either. Oh, this is tough. You know what? I'm gonna go for Brandon Ingram just because I think his ceiling is just slightly higher than Chris Middleton. Offensively, anyway. Defensively, can be a bit shaky, but he's got that length at the very least. And yeah,
you make KD happy that you've picked.
Exactly. He can mentor him perhaps for this one game. He can really get him going. He could win. That's a story that's willing to be told, I think, personally. So, yeah, there you go.
All right. Interesting.
You again, right?
Yeah, I think I need some more time to think on what shooting guard I want. So I'm just going to take my point guard now. Obviously, I've got Damon Booker in my starting lineup. I need a bit more of a defensive presence at the guard position. So I'll take the best defensive guard in the NBA, and I'll take Drew Holiday.
Nice. Yeah, I like that one.
Best defensive guard in the NBA, Drew Holiday.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a
well, who else is it going to be?
Well, I mean, on his native Celtics, he's throwing massive shade at the current reigning one. No, but we know what's going to be.
You know what? Yeah,
he's been
that's a
rubbish
good point.
Season.
But I'd still take.
He has been rubbish. He has been rubbish. He has been rubbish this season. I will give you that.
He got Defensive Player of the Year because they massively campaigned for it last year. I'm not going to lie, but wasn't the best.
Well, it's also because they didn't want to give it. They didn't want to give it to Rudy Gobert again, as I think also the.
But he wasn't even the best defensive player of his team, I don't think. But
Oh, satire comments there, Louis. Right, so these are my two picks now to round me off, right? And I'm done. This is it, right? Okay, so big time plays here. So, to be honest, I don't really need size, I'd argue, but I am going to take some more size. Now, the power forwards that are remaining, I'm not loving apart from one of them. I'm not getting on board with I'm not going to claim of I'm not going to say performance enhancing usage of Lauri Markkanen this year. He's had a good year, but I'm not taking Lauri Markkanen. I'm not taking Lauri Markkanen for a one game. There are some heritage players that are still on this board that I'm not going to pick. Like, it's hard for me to look at Pascal Siakam and not take him right now, but I'm not going to do it. Again, if it's this one game, defense wins you games. What do I want? I want shot blocking. I want who I think is going to win Defensive Player of the Year. I'm taking Triple J. I'm taking Jaren Jackson Jr. definitely on my team. That's where I'm going for this one. So I'm going to have Jaren Jackson Jr. as my reserve power forward, I shall say. And then for centre, it's not looking good. I will say this: it's looking bleak here. There's not a lot of good talent that is left on the board right now. But again, if I look at my team right now, I've got the best shooter to ever exist. But if I'm looking at Nikola Jokic can hit a shot if he needs to. But if we're going
40%.
Yeah, I know, that's what I mean. But like, if we're going one game, they're always healthy, right? Louis, your guy is not the unicorn. I'm taking the OG unicorn. I don't care how he's described him. I'm taking Kristaps Porzingis at the 5. I'm not hearing anything else other than it.
You know what? I thought about doing that when I had to take my backups, and I really did.
I looked at it and I'm like, who am I taking here? Do I want to take Karl Anthony Towns? Not really, because I've got Jimmy Butler and I'm taking Jimmy Buckets all long for it. So I'm going Kristaps Porzingis. Yeah, I'm taking Kristaps Porzingis. That's me done. It's me done. I'm done. I'm finished.
Yeah. This is tough now for me for my final position, because I look at some of the players I could have. I could take Clay if I just wanted some shooting. Obviously, the defense
heritage player as well.
Yeah, as you say, could take Middleton for the reasons Louis put out before. I'd also get Middleton, Drew together, and then Giannis in the starting lineup. That's a lot of Milwaukee flavour there. But I'm looking at the team now, and I think I need someone who's going to be a bit more ball dominant at their shooting guard position. So I'm going to take Bradley Beal, add some scoring, help out the team.
I'm surprised. I thought you was going to go a different route. I thought a different route was going to be acquired. Louis, you've got your shooting guard, so we're leaving Tyrese Halliburton on the board.
That is true.
Yeah.
And we've all got our forwards and / guards as well. So DeRozan not being taken either. No Zach LaVine. No love for those balls out there. Which
De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
Nothing for Swiper.
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox came into my mind when I took Sabonis and thought about reuniting them.
Most clutch.
No LaMelo Ball. I can't believe it.
Yeah. No Lonzo either, sadly. Not wrong. We're really into the. We're not into the dregs. It's just like there's a big drop off between the real good guys.
Yeah, there is.
And the worst guys. So, so you playing Porzingis at centre? I mean, at yours case, like 7'3".
Yeah.
What was your structure again?
So I mean, I've got as my power forward and centres to blend, but I've got Anthony Davis, Nikola Jokic, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Kristaps Porzingis. I could argue that you can play them at the 5 or the 4, majority of them.
Yeah, can do. I think for a last pick, do I need more defense? Got Brandon Ingram, Jar, SGA, Anthony Edwards. Maybe I do just need a bit more defense, and unfortunately, Karl Anthony Towns may miss out here because that's not something he particularly provides in abundance. Although I would have that big Minnesota link-up, I don't think I can really justify my bias to select 2 Minnesota Timberwolves players. That is probably a bit too much. So I will go. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it. I'll go for Jared Allen, Cleveland Cavs.
Oh, Jared Allen!
I've just was not expecting that.
I've had enough of Rudy Gobert. I think he's losing it a little bit, and I think Jared Allen may be on the. I still think Bam Adebayo best defensive center in the league, but I think Jared Allen may be on the climb up there. We've seen some blockbuster blocks from him, shall we say? Can finish a couple oops from the playmaking I got in that backcourt. But yeah, I'm happy with my starting lineup more so than my bench lineup, I must say. But my backcourt
I think
can outscore anyone in the world.
Right, Lewis, round yours off. You need a 2.
Well, no, I'm done. That was last pick.
Wait, who did you have as your last one?
Bradley Beal, didn't he?
Bradley Beal. Damn, yeah, Bradley Beal. Right. Well, that rounds that off there. So we'll make the case. So what I want you to do, if you're watching this as the separate video or if you're on the podcast, let us know who has the better draft team here out of myself, George, Lewis, or Louis. I've got Steph Curry, Jaylen Brown, LeBron James, AD, Nikola Jokic, and then a second unit, Kyrie Irving, Donovan Mitchell, Jimmy Butler, Jaren Jackson Jr., Kristaps Porzingis. Lewis, run us through what yours was.
Right, so starting off with my main team, I've got Dame Lillard and Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, Giannis, and Embiid. And then on my bench, I've got Drew Holiday, Bradley Beal, Paul George, a fit Zion, and Sabonis.
Louis?
I don't have my one noted down, so let me know if I'm wrong. But I believe I have a starting lineup of Luka Doncic, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, and Bam Adebayo. Back unit of SGA, Ja Morant, Brandon Ingram. Who was my other one? Anthony Edwards, of course. Can't figure the Ant-Man. Yeah. Switch those two around. Brandon Ingram, a bit smaller, taller. And my last center was Jared Allen of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Indeed it was. So let us know if you were going to see all 3 of these teams and they're going to have a one-off game, who are you betting on? Who's going to take that win there? If we're going to have a tournament, I don't really know how you do a 3-team tournament. If we were going to do that, what team wins it there?